Welcome back to Studio Chatter. If you want the story to be right, you'd better write it yourself. How's that journal coming along? Let's chat about that with Karie Clingo. Welcome to the table tonight.
Yeah.
Hello. How are you?
It's nice to be here. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm so happy. Hey, so you need to tell our wonderful audience how I met you. I think you could tell.
Yeah, we were at a women's retreat at my home.
Right. And who are you? What were you doing there, even though it was your home?
Well, I also taught a class, and it was on the Spin of Life journal. Mm-hmm. And back in 2002, I had all 5 of my children at home, so young to teenage, and I don't know if you remember those D-timers.
Yes, I do.
Which ones were they? Like the...
Like a Franklin planner and all those.
Yeah. And it was so,
buying all the inserts.
For me, and I couldn't do it. I couldn't use that with my life as a mother.
Okay.
It was not working. Yeah. Those tiny little squares in the calendar. And
that's
how do I businessman, I felt like.
How do I get things done? And I was also doing massage business and teaching living foods, and plus
Got a lot on your plate.
Yeah.
5 children.
Yes, a lot of children and a house, and a lot of women can relate to that. And so I just one morning I was on my knees and I said, I prayed to God and I said, how am I going to do this? Because I was actually I called it my little dungeon office. It was downstairs, and I had those. You know how you grab a piece of paper, you've got this idea, and you write it down, and you lose it. Or you grab a spiral notebook and you write down these great ideas, or like you were talking about, you write down your feelings and your thoughts, and it's like, where did that go?
Yep.
Right.
And women love to share. It's like, well, where did that go? And I wanted to share that with, but I can't remember it.
Right.
So in less than 5 minutes, I got this journaling system called the Spin of Life Journal, and even the name of it.
Wow.
So
How
you
life spins.
made it
You
up?
made this up.
It came from a prayer.
Okay.
It came from a prayer.
Okay.
And so the way it was explained to me was that the day is actually a 24-hour day.
Okay.
We're thinking. I'm trying to teach my 6-year-old granddaughter time. It's like, can I just teach you the 24-hour clock? It's much easier.
Right.
Because we start here in the morning, and this clock actually goes counterclockwise, which is female energy. And it starts here in the morning around 5 and 6.
Is that when we're supposed to be waking up? Because that's not happening.
No. Not happening.
The internal clock is
Your
going on.
internal clock is starting to wake up, and this is the renewal energy in the morning. We're feeling renewed. It's a new day. Every day is a new creation.
Right.
And so this is the way it was explained to me is this is a male energy in the morning until about 1 o'clock. And if any of you have any sons or think about the men in your life, they are all about play and work and play. It's not separate for them.
Okay.
We can learn a lot from men and use that energy of work and play. So our work should be playful. And we should play at work.
Right. No, I
Otherwise,
think
it's
that's important.
miserable.
Right. And it is a big
true.
portion of your life. So you should.
And so we actually dial into the male energy in the morning. It's like, okay, we're ready to go, get things done. And then around, if you think about between 1 and 2, we start going, oh, I'm tired, I want to go. A lot of people head for coffee or caffeine or the woods, a book. And that's ideal because it's, I'll explain in a second what happens between 1 and 2. And then this is a female energy. After 2 o'clock to about 9 o'clock, it's a nurturing energy.
Okay.
And so
9 p.m. or 9 a.m.?
9 p.m.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So after 2 o'clock, we start thinking, what's for dinner? I'm gonna, things start relaxing. We have longer conversations with people. Things get a little more nurturing. We're taking children to ball games or whatnot, and we're thinking about dinner. And it just starts to loosen up the time restraints. Even though we have places we need to go, it's a little softer. So from 9 to 10, that's the ideal time to look over the day and review it. And then after that this is called heaven time. And that's where we're receiving from the heavens. And there's 3 sections in this that reflect that.
Wow. Okay,
Any
so
questions
tell us
so
the
far?
sections.
Oh, you want to see the sections?
Or whatever you want to
whatever is most important. Teach us
So
the
when
basics.
when I received this in prayer, I was also taught. I really like the 7 days of creation, and how each one has an assignment, and you can see patterns in nature wherever you go, and nature's very organized.
Yes,
and there's
it is.
systems and there's patterns, and if we can dial into that, we can get a lot more done. And so when I was counting the time, I went 8, and I'm like, wait a minute. There's 7 days of creation. What am I going to do in those extra 3 free hours during the day? And he said, those are free. Those you can do whatever you want in them. That means between 1 and 2, there's nothing assigned there. But if you want to deepen your experience, take a rest. Take 1 and 2 to say, okay, things are shifting. We're moving from male energy, get it done, to now relaxing, and you feel that shift. A lot of people, when I've presented this to them, I say, okay, check this out for the next week or 2.
Right.
And pay attention about 1 o'clock. And they're like, oh my gosh, you're right. 1 and 2, we just start to...
That's right after our lunch at work.
down.
I kind of feel that way. I feel like we all are kind of sluggish.
the sugar blues
It
and all
is,
that,
yeah.
but it's actually a shift in the divine time clock.
So this
It's
is
all written
not
inside
just
of us.
female, it's male
It's
as well,
for
right?
it's for
Okay.
everyone. Yeah,
anyone.
yeah, and it's light. It's a light clock because I can be in Japan. When I was in Japan, it worked the same.
Okay.
So it doesn't matter where you're at. It's according to the light.
Okay. Now we only have like a couple minutes, maybe 2 minutes left. Now what? Like, do we journal in this? Like, tell us the inside.
So
Yes.
at night, I will open up. I get my little yellow tab, and I'll put this by my bed, and have an open page, a blank page, and that's where I say, okay, I'm ready to be taught. So sometimes you'll have dreams that you're like, oh, I gotta write that down. One time I had a dream about a pink bus, and there was a pink bus I saw that day. Like, oh yeah, that was wild.
Yeah, right.
And the more we record our dreams or impressions, the more you receive.
Right.
Yeah, and then
More
you start
in
seeing
tune you are with
start
it.
seeing God's hand in your own life. See, we live in a virtual world, and we're losing our records. We're losing those experiences that we have, those little markers of, hey, you're on the right path. You're going, and things we learn. And so this is the second section. This is the one I turn to after, morning, receiving, whatnot. Sometimes nothing comes in. It's just like, get going on your day. This is the sun time, and this is that male energy that you saw. And so I'll mark it off for a full week. I'll look at my calendar, got my little calendar, and I'll look over the week and see if there's any appointments I need to write in that are going on that week.
And you write it your way. the way you want to
and
do it.
I've written it so this is what I received is you leave this inch right here for God. So if there's any thoughts or impressions, that goes right there. This is tomorrow, so.
Right.
And then God will only give us 3 things. We're the ones that make our lists long.
Yeah.
So sometimes I won't receive anything. I remember one morning I said, okay, is there anything you want me to do today? And he's like, pay the Visa bill. I'm like, oh, shoot. Yeah, I need to do that.
Right.
So he cares about everything. Him and her. I think God is also. So so I like to put the places we're going on the right side. So if I'm flipping through and I want to check something real quick.
Can just thumb through it and
Yeah,
see it.
and then the third section is for this is called the earth time. This is the nurturing part. And these are the ideas that come in where we're going, oh, yeah, that's a great idea. And so we can just write that in. And I also like to put in my financial parts, my spending plan.
Okay.
That's a whole nother conversation because honestly, there's no such thing as a budget. It's a spending plan. We're
Yeah.
going to spend the money.
Right.
And then at the end, I put contacts, so people that I was in contact with in that journal. So it becomes a living journal. You don't have to sit there and go, oh, I haven't written my journal yet.
Right. It's
But
ongoing.
you are writing in your
Right.
journal every day. And it's so
That's intriguing. Just a
Yeah,
different
that's
spin.
Yeah, and
Different
there's-
spin on it.
There you go.
Yeah.
And there's little pockets. For instance, I have this little tab here, and that was my little budget for the month. Or
And this
spending
lasts for a
time.
whole year? Does
No,
last-
these go
This
about,
journal.
there's about 6 a year. One time, actually, recently, 6. You'll run through about 6, so it runs about
3 other
2.5
months or
months.
something.
Oh.
2.5 months, and then when I'm done, I'll write down the dates on the front. So one time,
Volumes.
yeah. So if someone says, "Hey, do you have the date for, do you know when this happened?" I've been able to go here and say, "Okay, when was it?" And I'll be able to go in and find it in my journal.
This is just so great. Okay, I really feel like we need to bring her back again and get into the organizing and the different aspects of
I've
it.
got lots of
This
things.
was
Where can
fun.
people find you? I mean, do you have...
Facebook.
Okay.
And under your name? Or?
My name. Yeah,
Karie
Karie Clingo, and it's very unusually spelled Karie.
Okay.
Clingo, Clingo.
Okay, thanks for coming and visiting with us.
Thank you.
There's more studio chatter on the way.